digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The Donut Bag presented by the Sportscast.
The Donut Bag, hosted by Joey Bag of Donuts. And here's your host, Joey Bag of Donuts.
Okay, I need to know. Can you hear me now? I'm going to assume you can, so I'm going to keep on going. So before the week, before the game, it looked bad because yeah, you can hear me now. Okay. So before the week, no TJ Watt, no Nick Herbig, no Isaac Seumalo, and I'm sure I'm missing people. And on top of what we thought, personally, I thought going into May when they released the schedule, I thought I circled and said that's a loss. That's a guaranteed loss. The Lions are amazing, and the Lions at home, come on, that world-class offense. Oh my God! I mean, even the quote-unquote experts were saying Steelers have no chance in this game because the offense is going to just destroy. The Lions offense is just going to destroy the Steelers defense. Jahmyr Gibbs, Goff is a good quarterback. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. It's basically an all-star team of an offense. Now, unfortunately, they're missing their tight end, Laporta. So truly would have been an all-star team. It's like, how is the Steelers defense going to stop this? And we thought, it's going to have to be a shootout. So what was the score at halftime? 10-10. Just amazing. Nothing but that was a quality win. That sure was. That was absolutely amazing. So impressive what the Steelers did. Let's just go back to a few weeks ago. They were 6-6. Was that after the Bills game? Where it looked like, it was the end of the world. Fire Tomlin. They booed Renegade, for goodness sake. That's how bad things got. It was so bad. And we all thought, well, there's no way they're going to beat the Ravens in Baltimore, and they pulled that out. Then the Miami game. I don't think the Miami game was ever. I don't think anybody was sweating over the Miami game because, well, nobody was sweating during that game because it was so darn cold, and I think that was the advantage the Steelers had. Also, Miami, did win some games, but also they suck. But I don't know if anybody thought that the Steelers were going to win this game, and they did. 29-24. So impressive. Let's go over the game. It starts with a 3-and-out by the Lions, which was surprising. And then the Steelers have a field goal drive, 9 plays, 30 yards for 347. Nothing special on this game. Jaylen Warren had an 11-yard run. He had quite a game. I think like the game of his career so far. Dave says we need to root for New England tonight. If Baltimore loses and only beat the Browns, then it's over. Very correct, Dave. The magic number going into the Lions game was 3. There had to be a combination of Steelers wins and or Ravens losses to get to the 3. All that was needed was 3, and I think it was also 3 on the Baltimore side, where it was 3. Either the Steelers won 3 in a row and it didn't matter what the Ravens did, or if the Steelers won twice and Baltimore lost, then that clinches it. So now we have, instead of now the magic number being 3, now the magic number is 2. And if Baltimore loses, if Baltimore loses tonight at home to New England, then that magic number becomes 1. And who do the Steelers play next? The Browns. Ha! Who, if they were a smart franchise, they would be tanking, which they possibly are. But so in that first drive, there was a Jaylen Warren 11-yard run, an 18-yard pass to over the middle to Darnell Washington, and they but it stalled at the Detroit 32. I'm sorry, this stalled at the Detroit 41 on an Aaron Rodgers sack. Chris Boswell makes a 59-yard field goal because he's automatic and he never misses field goals. Wink, wink. Heck, they could lose tonight and go and we sit Rodgers and see what Howard has in them. That's the thing. That's the thing. If we can clinch the division early, we could take that last game against Baltimore. It could mean nothing. We could play Will Howard. We could play Brian St. Pierre if we wanted to. Let's see what he's doing. We could play Duck Hodges in that game. It doesn't matter because that game won't matter because the Steelers will have wrapped up the AFC North. So still, I mean, this was a huge win. Did I say huge? So the Steelers lead 3-0. The Lions had a 13-play, 63-yard drive that took up 7-14. And you thought, here we go. This is the Lions, fabulous offense that we've heard of. There was a 13-yard pass to Raymond. There was an 18-yard pass to Ferkser, whoever the heck that is. There was a 17-yard run by David Montgomery. There was a 14-yard pass to Ferkser, whoever the heck that dude is. But also Jahmyr Gibbs got stuffed. I don't think he did anything in this game. I'd have to look at the stats, but I don't think he did anything. Dave says, if Baltimore loses tonight and on Saturday night in Green Bay, then the Browns game means nothing. Holy cow. Even the Browns game might not win anything. Might not mean anything. So holy cow. Holy cow. Cubs win. Holy cow. Steelers have a 7-play drive, 31 yards that resulted in a punt. The Lions have a field goal to tie it, a 21-yard pass to Jameson Williams, a 20-yard pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it stalls at this Pittsburgh 18. Oh, I'm sorry. In that previous drive, that the Lions went down, they had 4th and goal at the Steelers 3, and instead of going for a field goal, they go for the touchdown, and the Steelers defense stops them. I think we all expected Dan Campbell to go for it because that's what they do. He's Mr. Go for it on 4th down. It's kind of his reputation. It's kind of his thing. Okay, cool, but it didn't work in this case. So it's 3-3. Then the Steelers go 3 and out. And the Lions score a touchdown to make it 10-3. A 14-yard pass to Tesla, and a 20-yard touchdown pass to Tesla again. If that dude doesn't have a sponsorship, I don't know, with the Tesla cars, then something's wrong. So anyway, so it's 10-3, and okay, so we expected it. We expected this. I expected a shootout, and we did not get a shootout. We're going into almost halftime, and it's only 10-3. So that was surprising. So toward the end of the half, the Steelers score a touchdown to tie it on the most. I call it the catch of the year. It was a 45-yard pass, Aaron Rodgers to Kenneth Gainwell. He throws a deep to the right, and it looks like an incomplete pass, but Kenneth Gainwell actually did catch it, and then he ran into the end zone. And at first, the refs said it was an incomplete pass because the refs are crooked and they were clearly trying against the Steelers. And no, I'm not saying this as a fan. I'm saying this as an objective human. And I don't know, and yeah, that'll I'll be proved wrong later on in this recap. But those refs reminded me of in pro wrestling. Sometimes they do the dirty ref trope where it's like, oh, the evil ref is favoring the bad guy, or when they would have like Stone Cold Steve Austin go against Kane or something like that, and Shane McMahon was the referee or something like that. It was clear that, or Vince McMahon was the referee, and it was clear that the referee was going to favor the bad guy. So that's what these they were evil. So it's 10-10 going into the half, and the Steelers get the ball going into the going into the second half. They get the ball to start the second half. So last game against the Dolphins, they got the ball. They ended the first half with a touchdown, and then they started the second half with a touchdown. It's like, yay, here we go. And that was like the dagger in the Dolphins. They could not recover from that. So it's like, oh, can we do this again? Can we score a touchdown to tie it in the first half, and then score a touchdown at the beginning of the second half to go ahead? Can we? No. But we came close. This was the drive. It was 9 plays, 65 yards, took a 427. It was a 12-yard pass to DK Metcalf. Oh, by the way, let's talk about DK Metcalf. Holy forking shirt balls. DK Metcalf, for some reason, decided to try to punch a fan. What? He was, for the video showed he was talking to a fan, clearly a Lions fan. The guy had blue hair. They're talking, and the next thing you know, DK Metcalf is like, take a swing at him. First of all, why are you talking to a fan of the other team? Why are you even there? What the hell is going on? And that first half, and after that happened, DK Metcalf was a mess. He was dropping passes. He got a offensive pass interference. Again, another example that the refs are crooked. He was just a mess. What are you doing? They're talking about a possible suspension. If he's lucky, he'll be fined a lot of money, which means nothing to him. He makes $30 million a year or whatever. If he's lucky, it'll only be a fine. It is very possible he can miss a game to suspension. Unfortunately, he would get suspended for that unless he was mic'd up and the fan was being outlandish. A hefty fine, suspension. I think you're right, Trey. I think you're absolutely right. There's no way. I don't think I've ever seen a player take a swing at a fan. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. That is, you're right, Dave. You're right. Let's hope that the suspension is only for one game. That's how bad it is. I cannot believe DK Metcalf did that. I cannot. I don't care what the fan said. Why are you talking to a fan? Why are you talking? Just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Anyway, of course, I lost my place. I just don't understand it. I don't understand what was happening there. So anyway, this is the drive that starts the second half. Going down. So I was saying, DK Metcalf, you need to get your head screwed on straight for the second half. And he did. He seemed to calm down. Great. He seemed to stop punching fans. Yay. On the coaching staff too. Why is he over there for that long of a period? Not one member of staff is grabbing him away. Exactly. Well, right. But why should a member of the staff have to go there? Why is he even there in the first place? I think, yeah, it's on the coaches. Somebody should have pulled him away, or the staff or something like that. But at the same time, that's on DK Metcalf. That is just unbelievable. So there was a 17-yard pass to Adam Thielen. Wide receiver 2. I believe Austin got hurt during the game. So maybe Thielen is wide receiver 2 now. There was also a healthy dose of Scotty Miller, which to me is great, but also what the heck are we doing if Scotty Miller and not like this is just an indictment of Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson to me is a bust. And what's his face? The running back also got that was also what's his face? The running back, the rookie running back. He was a healthy scratch too. That was George Pickens. Not even George Pickens would. George Pickens does a lot of idiotic things, but this was beyond George Pickens. George Pickens at least wasn't dumb enough to pick a fight with a fan. Wide receiver 2 is Gainwell. It could be Gainwell. It could be Jaylen Warren. It could be if wide receiver 2 is Gainwell, then running back 2 is what's his face? Jonnu Smith. But Jaylen Warren ran off a 22-yard run. There was a and then Aaron Rodgers passed short right to Darnell Washington to the Detroit 3 for 6 yards. Detroit challenged the runner, was down by contact ruling because that was the initial call, and the play was reversed again. Another sign that the refs were crooked. And it was ruled a fumble, which was complete BS. But you know what? What did Taylor Swift say? Karma is something. Karma is something because karma came back at the Lions. Now at this point, the Steelers took up 4:27 of the clock. The Lions get the ball at the Steelers 3. I'm sorry, at their own 3. Jared Goff pass incomplete, short right. Jared Goff pass short left at Gibbs for 2 yards. Let's talk about the Steelers defense. That basically with TJ Watt and Nick Herbig out, your rushers, your outside linebackers were Alex Highsmith and Sawyer, and they did awesome. They were awesome, especially Highsmith. I take back every bad thing I ever said about the dude. The dude is balling right now. I'm going to say something that's probably stupid, but I don't care. I think TJ Watt is a little bit washed up. I think TJ Watt, and I think this game's shown that I don't think we need TJ Watt. I'm just going to say it. Nick Herbig he has had an amazing year. He is a clear. I'm not saying he's joining the elite outside linebackers. He's not in the Myles Garrett, Hutchinson category. But Herbig is good. We got Jack Sawyer, good young player, and we got Highsmith. I don't know. I don't know. I know it's probably not even possible to trade TJ Watt, but I don't know if he's. I don't. That's just. I know. That's just me being crazy. I know. Anyway, in this drive, they are at their own 5. Goff in the shotgun. Goff sacked in the end zone for -5 yards. Safety by Kyle Duggar. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. And this was the Steelers defense that was supposed to get cooked. This was the Steelers defense that had no chance against the vaunted Lions offense that has like all-stars at every position. Well, guess what? They just got a safety. And the thing is, they had Goff scared all game. Goff was looking for that pass rush. He was looking. He was scared. My man was seeing ghosts, like Sam Darnold ghosts. The Steelers. So now it's a safety. So the Steelers get the ball back, and they do a 17-play, 64-yard drive that takes up 9:44. Basically, except for the 51 seconds that Detroit had the ball, the Steelers dominated the third quarter. When have you seen that? When have you seen that? When have you seen the Steelers, first of all, win time of possession on any quarter? But when have you seen them do that? At nothing but the end says, I feel like Jalen said, I'm not letting you run the tush push, so I'm going to run it for 45 yards twice. Well, that's one way to prevent them from running the tush push. is rattling off 45-yard runs. Yes, that is very true. So this was a drive where, I mean, and they just dominated. This is a 19-yard pass to Gainwell. There was a 7-yard run by Aaron Rodgers scramble. There was a 7-yard pass to Scotty Miller of all people. 4-yard run by Jaylen Warren, a 9-yard pass to Scotty Miller again. A 30-yard pass to Scotty Miller. Why are we throwing to Scotty Miller all the time? But hey, it was working. A 9-yard run. Oh, this was the tush push because it was 4th and 1 at the Detroit 11. And what are we calling it? We're either calling it the Steel City shove or the Pittsburgh plunge. I don't know. You know what? I absolutely hate the tush push, but it seems to be effective for the Steelers. So hey, now I'm in favor of it. Last week against Miami, it was the same thing in the third quarter. Yeah, when you dominate the third quarter, that is amazing. That is very impressive. There was a touchdown thrown to DK Metcalf, but it was nullified on. Okay, and that penalty was legit. Darnell Washington. See, Darnell Washington, when you do a pick play, you have to be subtle about it. You can't pancake the other team. Maybe Darnell Washington doesn't know how to be subtle. I don't know. But anyway, that was called back. So in the end, it was 3rd and goal at the Detroit 7, and it was only there was just a pass to Jaylen Warren for 2 yards. So the drive stalls at Detroit 5. For all of that, they end up with a 23-yard field goal by Chris Boswell, who never misses. And it is now 15-10. So after all that, my joke was, you watch, we dominate the third quarter, we eat up all this time, and then the Lions are just going to score a quick touchdown to negate it. But no, they didn't do that. And I keep losing my place. Please, come on. So the yeah, that was the entire third quarter of the safety. But what Detroit did do was a 3-and-out. There was there was 2 incompletions and a punt, or 3 incompletions and a punt. And Goff was rattled, and the Steelers defense was feeling it. Hey, if the Steelers offense is out there dominating almost the entire quarter, what do you think the defense is doing? They're getting rested. And that's how you run a good defense. That's how you have a good team. Complementary football. Have the offense go out there and dominate and eat up time. And then when the defense is out there, they're well rested, so they're effective. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So it's 15-10, and it's a 3-and-out. The Steelers get the ball. Steelers get the ball on the 39. Kenneth Gainwell, 5-yard run, 6-yard pass to Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I don't know what point it was, but there was a play where Aaron Rodgers had Marquez Valdes-Scantling for a deep touchdown, and he barely missed it. Somebody called it a Lima Swede play. It was totally the Lima Swede play, because Lima Swede, when he dropped the ball, he also pretended. Well, he didn't pretend he got hurt, but maybe he did get hurt, or he was winded or something like that. So same thing with Valdes-Scantling. But anyway, so 5-yard pass to TK Metcalf, and then one of the Jaylen Warren 45-yard touchdown runs. Oh my God. So this is what Jaylen Warren is like when he's not deathly ill. because he was extremely sick. He had the flu or something like that. The last game against the Dolphins, he looked great in this game. And people are human. I don't care what. And yeah, I know. Kenneth Gainwell, he's only here for a year because he only signed like a 1 year, $1 million contract or something ridiculous, which is looking like the steal of the century. And they just extended Jaylen Warren. But Jaylen Warren has to see that Kenneth Gainwell is just kicking butt this year, and that has to bother him a little bit, and not bother him, but he wants his too. And Jaylen Warren sure had the game of his career today. So it is now 22-10, and this is midway through the fourth quarter. This is actually 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So the Lions respond with a touchdown of their own, 10 plays, 74 yards, taking up 344. Yes, that was a pretty quick drive, but I think they could have been quicker. They didn't go no huddle, and I think they should have. Nothing special there. Just it was a 27-yard pass to Raymond. So now it's 22-17. The Steelers now there's about 8:39 left in the game. The Steelers basically hit. They basically did copy and paste. They basically copy and pasted yet another Jaylen Warren 45-yard touchdown run. But before that, there was a 20-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf. That was a thing of beauty. It was perfectly executed. Rodgers threw it. Metcalf caught it perfectly. It was just a beautiful thing, and it was just really nice to see from the legendary quarterback and our top wide receiver. So now it is 29-17, and there's only 6:41 left. So that's it. We got this game in the bag, right? As Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. The Lions respond with a touchdown drive of their own, 10 plays, 68 yards for 230, and now it's 29-24. Okay. So now, once again, the Steelers offense has to either eat up clock or score a touchdown, or even if they got a field goal, it would have been 32-24, and the Lions would have to drive down the field and get a 2-point conversion. So that would have been extra difficult. Steelers take up. Now, the Steelers do eat up some time. They ate up 2 minutes, 6 seconds. There were 7 plays, 48 yards. There was a 20-yard run from Jonnu Smith. Anytime Jonnu Smith runs, Arthur Smith gets wings, because this is Arthur Smith's dream, to have the tight end be the running back and the running back be a wide receiver, and just your crazy position flexibility dream of everybody being and you know what? Hey, credit Arthur Smith. He had some really good plays this game, so I'm not gonna make fun of him. Anyway, so there was a 20-yard run from Jonnu Smith. There was a 13-yard pass to Darnell Washington, where Darnell Washington does his Godzilla thing, where he gets the ball and he runs and he basically knocks down the entire defense. It is a beautiful thing, and it should happen more often. But I'm just happy it's happening at all, because I've been screaming for 3 years about this. So then there was another Jonnu Smith run for 8 yards. Good. And now we're just running down the clock, and the drive stalls at the 18-yard line. And now it's Chris Boswell for a 37-yard field goal. The dude made a 59-yard field goal earlier in the game. The dude is on my fantasy team, Chris Boswell. What are you doing? The difference between this year and last year is they lost 3 games, and now they're finding ways to win. Well, this is remember last year they started 10-3 and just absolutely collapsed at the end of the year. And here they had their little collapse after the Bills game. And what were they 6-6, and it looked bad, but they recovered. So I mean, all credit to the Steelers. This year is totally different than last year so far, and it's it's amazing. Anyway, Chris Boswell misses the 37-yard field goal. It doinks, and I think all of Steelers Nation, I don't want to say crap their pants, but we went from, oh my goodness, we're going to win, to, oh crap. Oh no. I know I was scared. We've seen these games before. Another thing that's different between last year and this year, or basically the thing that defines this year, is there have been, I can count, is this a 6th time where basically you put the game in the hands of the defense. The first game was the Jets game, and they won that. Second game was the I believe the New England game, where it came down to the final drive, and the defense won. The only time the defense didn't was against the Bengals. Remember, they were winning that game, and then the Bengals, when they played the Bengals at home, that 33-31 game. But otherwise, they put the game in the hands of the defense, and the defense delivers. And every time the defense does something bad, me and a whole bunch of other people say, oh, highest paid defense. What are you doing, highest paid defense? Well, you know what? They're delivering. So, you know what? I got to shut up because it's working. So here it comes down to the defense. Will they do it? The drive starts at the 24. At the 27. And Gibbs loses 3. Then there's an incompletion. So it's 3rd and 13. An 11-yard pass to Zylstra. That's not a Zylstra. That's not a player. That's a drug. What are you talking about? Zylstra. If you take Zylstra, side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Then, so it's 4th and 2. Jared Goff pass incomplete, short middles to Jameson Williams. Penalty on Duggar, defensive pass interference. I gotta say that was justified, but I still think the refs are crooked. And that's the fan in me. So they get a 1st and 10 at the 49. Incompletion, 24-yard pass to Amon St. Brown. Incompletion, 11-yard pass to Tesla. And now we're at the Steelers 12 with 45 seconds left. And now, oh boy, it is looking bad. Jared Goff pass short right to Amon St. Brown for 1 yard touchdown. Oh boy. But it was nullified by a penalty. The same pick play that the Steelers did is the same pick play that the Lions tried here. They did a pick play and then they got caught. So now there is a 10-yard penalty. So it's off because it was offensive pass interference. And so now they are at the 11-yard line. And then the Lions get a false start. So now they're back. Now they're back at their own 16, and now there's only 22 seconds left. It looked for sure that the Lions were going to score, and now it's getting iffy. Okay, this is where they call their timeout. Because there was a short pass to Jahmyr Gibbs to the Pittsburgh 9 for 7 yards, tackled by Clark. So it's 1st and goal at the 9, but they had to call a timeout because the clock was running out. So now there's only 16 seconds left. Jared Goff pass incomplete, short middle to Jameson Williams. I think that's the one he threw into the end zone. So okay, 2nd and goal at the 9. Goff pass incomplete to Tesla. This is the one where he grabbed it, he had it, but he dropped it. I think that was excellent defense by, I forget who. I think possibly Clark. I don't know. So here we go. 3rd and goal at the 9 with 8 seconds left. I'm sorry, 3rd and goal at the yes, yeah. So now it's 4th and goal at the 9 with 8 seconds left. This is basically the game. This is it. Jared Goff pass short left to Amon-Ra St. Brown to Pittsburgh 8 for 1 yard, lateral to Jared Goff for 8 yards, touchdown nullified. Okay, so here's what happened. Goff throws it to, I believe, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is stopped at the 1 yard line, and immediately we see like 2 or 3 flags. I'm like, oh no, oh God, what happened? Because at this point, time has run out. They're fighting. Amon-Ra St. Brown laterals it to Jared Goff, who runs into the end zone. And if that play stood, that would have been like one of the coolest touchdowns ever. And Goff absolutely got rocked when he was sort of like flying into the end zone. But hey, he would have, if it wasn't for the penalty, he would have won. He would have scored. But it was a penalty, and the refs took forever. And this is where finally, I think, I don't know if I don't know, was this the Lord? Was this God? Was this baby Jesus finally coming down on the refs? I don't know. They finally got the play. They finally called a penalty in favor of the Steelers. And they said it was offensive pass interference. And when you look at the replay, it totally was. One of the wide receivers, I think it was Amon-Ra St. Brown, pushed off big time on Jalen Ramsey, and then that made him open, and that's why he was open, because he pushed off on Jalen Ramsey. So it was clear offensive pass interference. So because of that, the touchdown was nullified, and because of that, and because the time ran out, and also because I believe it was 4th down, that's it. That was the game. Steelers won. So it was such a nail biter. Unbelievable game, and like we discussed, it was just all it sets up so many good things for the Steelers now. All they need to do is, well, the next game is in Cleveland, and that's their Super Bowl, because they're a bunch of pathetic losers. That's all they have to do is that's all they could do. That's all they could do is just spoil it for other people. But I'm just trying to see what is going on. In the injuries were Brandon Echols had a groin, Calvin Austin had a hamstring. Neither were able to finish the game. DK Metcalf left the Steelers locker room before the media entered it, so he did not comment on punching a fan. Tomlin said, "I'm just so appreciative of the men I work with and the fight they displayed. They didn't blink. I'm just thankful of the fight and the win, and we'll keep pushing." That says it perfectly. Oh, by the way, with this win, Mike Tomlin has secured yet another non-losing season, which Steeler fans love. Yay! This is one of the big talking points about Mike Tomlin. It's like, but he never loses. He never has a losing season, and it just drives Steelers fans insane. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was where I was watching the game, I couldn't really hear the audio too well. Thank goodness, because I think it was Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, and I hate Tony Romo. I used to love him. I think we all did. I think we all, when Tony Romo first started, but now he's like, oh, I don't know. like every play. Like, dude, you're annoying. I don't know what the heck happened to him. But that's it. I think that's it for now. I'm just trying to see if anything else happened, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tonight. I'm not saying root for the Patriots, because rooting for the New England Patriots is immoral and disgusting, and you should never do it. However, root for the Ravens to lose. Let's just say that. Hopefully the Ravens lose, and if the Ravens lose, that'll make and then they go to Green Bay, and Green Bay losing to Chicago, I think, helps them tremendously, because helps Green Bay tremendously, because now they're absolutely desperate to make the playoffs. I don't know what the playoff picture is as of this moment, but the Packers need to win. They are absolutely desperate to win now. Now the Lions are actually also desperate to win, and the Steelers still beat them. So we'll see. I don't know. I unfortunately, I don't think the Patriots are as good as their record says. I think they beat up on a lot of crappy teams. So I don't know. I'm keeping my hopes, but I don't think the Ravens are that good of a team either. But it is in Baltimore, this game's tonight, so that's going to help them. And again, Steelers just beat Detroit and Detroit, so but just enjoy this. This is amazing. This is just I'm loving this so much. Like I've said many times, growing up, I love this time of year in the NFL, because you get to calculate all the playoff scenarios and stuff like that. So it's just amazing. It's just an amazing time. This is we're toward the end, so there's hard decisions being made as to who's going to make the playoffs and where they're going to end up and stuff. So Steelers they delivered, and I don't think a lot of people expected them to. So kudos to them. Sorry, haters. I know the haters love it when the Steelers lose. Sorry. But we'll see. It is Christmas week. I hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas and wonderful holiday. With safe travels. They've gone to the game. There was all talk of them being frauds and Detroit being legit. It was the Steelers being frauds and Detroit being legit, and turns out Detroit is the fraud. I don't know what happened to them. Is it as simple as saying you lost your awesome offensive coordinator and your awesome defensive coordinator and now you suck? I think it might be that simple, unfortunately. I mean, they have Dan Campbell being the play caller. Things are bad when you say in the middle of the season, oh yeah, we're switching play calling, offensive coordinator. What does the offensive coordinator do at this point then? What does he get everybody coffee or something like that? What exactly is the Lions offensive coordinator supposed to do right now? Just stand there and look pretty? I don't know, but yeah, something's wrong with Detroit. Something there is just. I mean, they were real close to going to the Super Bowl a year or two ago, and now they're probably not even going to make the playoffs, which is crazy. It's such a crazy year. Chiefs not going to make the playoffs. Bengals, possibly the Ravens, the Lions might not make the playoffs. It's a crazy year. Look what Jacksonville's doing. Jacksonville went into Denver and kicked the Broncos' butts. What the heck got into Trevor Lawrence? My God, is it just Jacoby Myers? I don't know, but we'll see. But anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. I just hope everybody has a great time with safe travels. I will talk to you next week, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for contributing. Thanks Dave, Trey, at Nothing But the Ends. Thanks everybody for watching. I love I love when people comment, and it helps me out because I hate doing this alone. So thank you everybody for that. And I'll talk to you later.